says. I can't get to all of you right now. I got to do what God says. But you're charging the atmosphere. You're charging the atmosphere. Joshua, the 7th chapter. When you have it, say amen. God says make room in here. Make room. Because I'm going to shift this atmosphere. Is there anybody in here that is tired? Trying to figure out why when you pray you're not seeing answers. You are sowing out of your mind and you're not seeing the breakthrough that you thought you would see. You are fighting and fighting and fighting and worshiping in prayer and reading the word and fasting and doing the traditional things that you know to do in order to see God move, and you're still not seeing God move in the way that you thought. You might even be a little discouraged because another year looks like it's about to end and you have not yet seen what God said in January. And oh my God, it's December 4th and I'm not so sure that you're still going to move. You are questioning whether or not you are crazy. God, did I really hear what you said? I know you told me to do this thing, but it doesn't seem like any of it is working. I have a witness in here. Faithful to Bible study. To the point that you're feeling like, what is the point? The Lord gave me 3 simple words. Put it down. I'll explain it in a minute. Turn to your neighbor. Tell the neighbor, put it down. Put it down. Put it down. What am I talking about? What is our it? God says spiritual infidelity is the reason why many of us are not seeing God move in the way that God desires to move. What does that mean? You got something standing in the way between you and God. And I hear you saying, I'm not in sin, I'm not in the club, I'm not. But God says anytime you think that your fate and your destiny is in your own hands, you are in just as much sin. You might as well be out there smoking and drinking and doing the things that you are told not to do, because if you're going to have anything in front of me, I can't move. Yes. Some of you is your family. Hallelujah. Some of you are idolizing your bills and telling God essentially, I don't believe. I wish you'd wake up in here and catch this. Yes. So he says, put it down. Yes. Some of you are suppressing. You keep telling God, have your way, and God begins to deal with the pain that you really don't want to talk about. And you start rebuking the enemy and suppressing the thought. And God says, why tell me to have my way if when I begin to purge and cleanse you, you just rebuke the healing? Yes. Jesus. He says, my first problem is with my leaders. Yes, Lord. Hallelujah. I'm sorry I didn't come to shout you. Amen. My first problem is with the prophets. Because the church, sis, has gotten so caught up in wanting to prophesy husbands, wives, cars, miracles, and houses that we have forgotten how to tell people when they are not holy, they need to get clean. Do I have a witness in this house? We have taken away holiness out of the church. We got to give you 45 minutes of praise and worship just to get your attention. And still, when it's time for the word, you fall asleep on God. And this is the same God that you want to bless. Some of us are telling God, I just don't have time. I work so long, and by the time I get home, I've got the kids. I've got all of these things that need to be done, and I just can't make time to devote an hour even to just prayer and reading the word and studying. I work all day, then I go to school, and I got to watch the kids. And God says, do you really mean to tell me you don't have time for me? But I got time to wake you up every morning. I got time to bless you. I got time to keep a roof over your head. How dare you tell me you can't find time? He says, what if I shut up the mouth of the prophet? Oh my God. What if I sit the pastor down? You don't have a prayer life. You won't even know how to get to me. Amen. I talk to this side. Some of you, our prayer life is dependent upon coming in church on Sunday. Some of you, our prayer life is coming to the prayer meeting, but the rest of the week, God does not even hear from you. How can you develop relationship? He says, for a season, you've been victorious. And you assumed that I would always be with you. Because in one season, you saw my hand moving. I did that to get your attention. And if I step back, what will you do? He said to me not too long ago, if I took away my presence, 90% of what we do in the house of God would continue. And nobody would notice I ain't there. Jesus. Come on. You keep singing and shouting and speaking in tongues and not even notice. How do you know when the presence of God is there? The anointing comes to destroy the yoke. If no yokes are destroyed, there was no anointing. You could have went to the gym, the movies, you could have done anything else. He says, when you come into the house of God, you ought to be creating an atmosphere for my glory. If you're not excited to worship me, then sit down till you know who I am. The ones that know me. Jesus. If it ain't no music. That's right. The ones that really have a relationship with me. We don't have to cheerlead and pump and prime. Something about the name Jesus just sets you off. Something about the mention of God. In fact, you love God so much He walks right up in here with you. And anything that is not like God ought to fall into submission because you entered the room. Where is our power? He says, put it down. Whatever the distraction is, whoever you're in a relationship with, whatever it is, put it down. Put it down. Put it down. Because I want you to understand something. I'm going to prove it to you in the Word. When God gives the house a collective word, do you not understand that when one person messes up the system, everybody in the system is affected? Are you listening to me? When the pastor calls for a fast and for